Welcome to the channel. My name is Omar, and today we are jumping into Severance Season 1, Episode 2. Now, in the pilot, we were introduced to our main character of Adam, who at work is known as Mark S. It was quickly established that Mark got a promotion because his friend, Petey, was no longer with the company. And the company is Lumen Technologies, where it seems like they dabble in all sorts of things, but definitely some shadier stuff on the bottom floor. Because we saw when Adam got into the elevator, there was almost something of a transformation. And yeah, he's in the Severance program, which we have learned literally splits your consciousness from a work life to a home life. So when you're at work, you don't think about anything that happens in your personal life, and when you're at home, you don't think about anything that happened in your work life. I mean, on a surface level, it seems like an interesting kind of good deal, right? You know, how many times are you at work and you're like stressing about stuff in the personal life, or you're at home and you're stressing about stuff at work? So like on a very surface level, it almost seems like a good deal, right? But something tells me it's not going to be a great deal, because it seems like Lumen is up to no good, or at least some very morally or ethically questionable goings on. We saw Mark had to train a new hire, Helly R, and we also learned that Adam has a late wife. So his wife died, and that is what led him into joining the Severance program. We would later find out that his work friend Petey, in fact, did leave the company and wanted to he successfully removed the implant, and we learned that it is an implant that does this procedure. So he got his implant removed, and now he remembers the shady goings on at Lumen, and he is in fear that he name dropped someone, but I couldn't remember the name, and I don't believe we were introduced to this character. But yeah, he believes that Lumen is out to get him, because presumably of what he knows. And we were also introduced to Mark's boss, or at least his direct superior in the office. And yeah, we found out that she is his next door neighbor, who has been badgering him about the garbage and the recycling. There was an interesting look in her eye, an expression on her face at the end of episode 1. Now, I could be wrong. It kind of led me to believe that, like, I assume that she is also severed, and anyone on that floor is severed. But the look on her face and the tonal shift indicated to me that she either isn't severed or is no longer severed, or I don't know. I could be misreading that and overthinking that part, but there was definitely an ominous vibe there from her at the very end of the episode. And Petey also gave Adam an address to where he could go if he is interested in getting answers about Lumen. Just the general vibe and aesthetic and cinematography from this show, I really enjoyed so far in the pilot. It just has a very unique vibe that I am very much looking forward to jumping into more. But yeah, don't forget, if you do enjoy the reaction, to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. We do have early access, full-length reactions over on the Patreon. And we'd love to see you come by the Twitch stream some night if you feel so inclined. Stop by and say hello. All the links are in the description. But yeah, without any further ado, let's jump into Severance. Season 1, Episode 2. Let's get it.
I am aware.
Or we're seeing the filming of Helly's video.
And irreversible.
Okay. It's taking place before the events of Episode 1.
That's a wrap. Come with me, please.
They're not going to show us the procedure, are they?
We'll be sentient. Will be this evening. And the elevator back up.
The next time that you'll be
The
sentient
elevator has a
will
hand
be this evening.
I love seeing the sunrise on his face.
On his, we don't know this person.
You know he used to drink 3 raw eggs
This
and
is
milk each
Mr.
morning?
Lumen. 3 raw eggs every morning. I don't think that's
Good morning,
good for you.
Lawrence. Morning.
Despite what Rocky has told us, I don't think drinking raw eggs is good for you. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. We are seeing the procedure. Okay. To what extent are they going to actually show us? Okay. On the hairline? They say it doesn't hurt, huh? I guess we'll find out.
Just relax.
Okay, yeah, we're doing this. This is some backdoor brain surgery we got going on here.
Little vibration now.
Got some Saw action going on here. Saw 3? Got the Lumen branded medical equipment. And the implant.
Sorry if I freak out on you a little.
Don't worry.
Sure, it's pretty common.
I'm very excited to meet you.
Yeah? Okay, that's pretty fucking deep in there. Yo, so how did our man Petey get that shit out? This is so interesting.
Hey there.
So she's being trained
Hi.
in the stairwell.
About the stairwell.
This is
It's going fair. No, she's It's amazing what you're doing.
What is she doing? Isn't she just taking Petey's job? Or is there more to this? Yo, what the fuck is coming out of that? What? I'm sorry? I feel like we did not have this insane intro in episode 1. Good lord. Yo, this intro is crazy. I guess they didn't want to spoil, if this is going to be the intro, they didn't want to kind of give the whole premise away. And just every day you voluntarily come back. A little checklist of shit to do. Oh, we got all the coffee we can drink. I love that. Oh, God. Love me some coffee. He's got to do, like, menial janitorial tasks as well. I guess you can't just hire any old janitor and fucking give him the severance implant. Thinking about Petey, but his brain is not able to access the memory of the dinner that he just had with Petey. It's time to get rid of these pictures so nobody thinks about Petey.
Oh no?
Yeah, that's how days work.
Well, it's Monday. I guess not.
So it's important to stagger the entries and the exits so they don't
My current file is called
meet.
Tumwater, which I started.
Should I be
Could
taking
that
notes?
No.
potentially
I've got 96%
trigger
sorted,
something?
which means I've earned 4
in the
of
memory?
5 tier incentive party.
A waffle
I'm sorry,
party.
a waffle party?
Okay, has
Is that like a pizza party, but
What about Mark's crystal
with
head cube?
waffles?
that's not a.
You would think they would have some nicer computers here at Lumen.
I do think the old photos are supposed to stay on the desk.
No, we can't be thinking of Petey.
feel a certain way on site. They'll be sort of
Feel a
disconcerting,
certain way?
scary.
Scary.
A group photo
Okay,
just might be
that's
good to peruse when
instantly
you're between
concerning.
takes.
Thank you. Plus, yeah.
What?
You have a fucking implant in your brain.
Well, since
Ooh, sweet
Boy,
melon bar.
that's
Hi, Mr. Milchak.
very concerning.
Helly,
What is and
The
something
talking
about
ball?
me is that I know all night.
All 9. Okay.
Today,
Okay, please pass me the. What the trust?
no trust fall today, Herb.
All right, pass someone else the talking ball. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you gotta get the cat. Yeah, you gotta do it.
I'm like a riverboat.
And that was another thing I didn't mention in the intro, but
Audi's.
the
yesterday.
the whole housing
Right.
development.
I actually have a few things.
It almost gave me the impression that everyone at Lumen, or at least in the Severed program, kind of works or lives in that development.
Here, Helly?
I'm not.
May I?
I mean, what does it matter? You're talking anyway without the talking ball. This is fucking very disturbing.
well, I
Worries.
I have
So
similar
I-
worries.
but we knew Carol D was leaving beforehand.
Carol D,
Before
huh?
you filmed a thank you.
Okay. Talk of Petey has changed the vibe.
The things like deaths happen outside of here. Not here.
But they could happen here.
Life at Lumen is
Gratitude, huh? Okay. We've got a melon spread. Got a little something under the fingernails.
When he says something.
Mill
it's
check.
explicit.
I don't.
Everyone else seems very accustomed to the goings on of the office, whereas Helly is very much still questioning things. I assume that's something that comes with time.
Gratitude.
Say gratitude. Yeah, she is not on board here. Yeah, okay.
I quit. I don't want.
Oh boy. It's very, very interesting to me that Helly.
Helly?
I mean, it's almost like her home self is here. Like this work version is not conforming. Yeah?
Please do
Who do we have here?
Mr. Greener?
Mr. Greener. This is the guy that Petey was talking about.
Come on out.
This is the guy that
What have we
Petey
got
thought
here?
was looking for him.
It's like,
Mark
Big department
sticking
chief now,
his
Marcus.
neck out here for Helly.
On you then.
I mean, good on Mark, because presumptually, I mean, something bad was gonna happen to Helly there, right? Or presumably, whatever the fuck I said. Now, is the same punishment gonna happen to Mark that would have happened to Helly? Okay, very different tone from the office hallways. Labeled the break room. Is he locked in this break room? What happens in the break room?
so you're.
Over
Are we
300?
fast forwarding to tonight? Is this just
mostly back
post
in
work?
Montana,
Wow.
depending.
Is this some sort of blind date situation that we're dealing with?
That was a joke.
Like half this town works for
That was
Lumen, huh?
I'm in the
Yeah,
archives division,
interesting.
sort of a corporate.
Yeah, no, you. For all I know,
He's not gonna know.
Can't see.
you could be my coworker. No, the implant. The implant messes with my head.
For some people, it's the point.
Yeah.
So those are different places.
Oh my god.
So do you live in Lumen housing?
You get something like.
Oh, it
a
is
dorm.
Lumen housing. Okay, interesting.
No, I just meant.
The whole nine collective.
Children's brain health. We're trying to get a measure on
And
the ballot to keep mega
Severance.
corporations like Lumen from.
What are you, 12? Are you 12 years old? Are you even in high
Oh
school?
my god. Adam is ripping these guys.
Come
That is hilarious. Hey, forced labor is a bit of a stretch. You volunteer to go into the program. Now, if you can't leave it, a case could potentially be made for forced labor. But at least initially, you opt in. It's an opt-in situation. I have milk. Yeah?
I'm expert, Bob.
It's interesting. She wanted to come into his house.
Keep forgetting to change
Very curious
that.
to know if she
You
knows.
smell nice.
Like, is
Were you on
she
a date?
severed? Is she?
Sort of.
Has she
Still
somehow
set me up with, like, didn't really
gotten
feel like anything.
memories from her real life? I mean, we don't know she's severed. We just assume she's severed because she's on that floor. But that fucking look she gave at the end of episode 1.
He would start
Late
building us
husband.
a house and be a small
Seems
guest
to be a
apartment in
recurring
the
theme
back,
here.
in case
Significant
I
others
found anyone
pass.
Before I got there.
You join the severed program. Boy, I really want to know what the hell happened in that break room. If this is Lumen housing, I mean, who's to say what sort of cameras, microphones may or may not be planted in the house? It's crazy to live in Lumen subsidized housing. So I'm guessing, I mean, certainly more people than are in the severed program, but like everyone in the severed program must live in this development. Come on, we gotta go check out the address Petey gave us. Gotta do it. And Severance. Severance robs the worker. I couldn't read all that. Alright, we are going back to get the envelope. Your innie. So the innie is the work you, and the outie is the home you. Alright, so you can just call out. This is gonna make
Sick or fired?
Helly
Hey, they wouldn't have fired.
very curious. I mean, he did give him some fucking goofy looking cookie. So I'm guessing we are at the address, yeah. Half Loop Road. I mean, you gotta think they're fucking watching you. We finish on average 1 in 5 files before they expire. Uh-oh, we're dozing. We did not get enough sleep in our outie self. Yeah? Oh god, the black goo. So 3-2 is the fucking evil sequence of numbers? So is that what they meant when they said you'll know because the numbers will scare you? The fucking black moisture? I mean, what kind of answers are we gonna get here? I don't think Petey's here. He would have heard you pull up. Okay, well, someone is definitely here. Or was here. Okay.
It's trusting.
Okay, so that must not be what they mean by a feeling with the numbers,
sorry.
because
But no one is hankering to throw you
he's
in the break
being
room. We'll do a wellness check with Miss
punished
Casey and go
for
from there, all
dozing.
right?
Now we're doing a wellness check. What does a wellness check entail?
Nothing scary.
Nothing
yet.
scary. Just some fucking numbers. Yeah, like how are you supposed to know what is going on?
4.
Don't fuck around.
Don't fuck around.
It's
I told you,
crazy.
You'll understand when you see it, so just be
That's
patient.
hilarious.
What even are these?
Clean up all the dead wheels and shit. And we can
Oh my God.
cohabitate with that.
That is a theory. That is certainly a theory.
Yeah, there are.
It's true. I wonder how many severed departments there are. I guess I was working under the assumption there was only one.
But I've been reintegrated for 2 weeks now.
Oh, we got some major headaches and something going on here.
Reintegration. sickness.
Reintegration sickness.
Never heard of that
I
one.
mean, yeah. It's a good question.
We don't
The
act
break
right.
room? Or the wellness room?
Pete is sorry, and that is
All I can be is sorry. That is all that I am. That's the break room. Now, how did he get this tape out? How was he able to manage to record in the break room?
I'm sorry. Sorry, sir. I didn't think anybody was out there.
Let's go.
Don't paint them.
A two-person
hang.
department.
I love that you did.
Okay. What's going on with the wellness test? Okay, I'm creating a very calm atmosphere. Something tells me these are just generic
Strong and help someone lift a heavy object.
facts, if you will.
Your Audi attends.
It's all very vague.
Photo
Yeah,
of your
I mean, you didn't
Audi
even have to show me the camera. I had a feeling this is being recorded. You gonna show me who's watching it? 2 tokens per person per day. Raisins, peanuts, all Lumen branded.
I've met that guy. He's a
He's a
You
fuck.
didn't tell him where we are, did you?
Bert Smith, and don't pretend you care about this department. You just want your waffle.
Are we
party.
feeling
Beg
something?
fucking pardon.
I think we had our first feeling from numbers. The numbers were scary.
What are you trying
They
to
smell
say?
like shit, Petey. But I mean, if this is all Lumen housing, they're gonna know he's here. Very curious how Petey was able to record his
Yeah, I'm good.
break room session. Oh, are we bleeding from the mouth here, Petey? Or the nose? The nose. Tell me Petey just fucking died in Adam's fucking shower. Oh, man. Okay. So that was episode 2 of Severance. We saw... I keep wanting to call her Hella. It's Helly. We saw Helly start her integration process into the office. And very interestingly to me, like right away, she's still questioning everything, trying to leave, doing things that nobody else in the office is doing. So, did something go wrong in the implant process? Is her outie self fighting it internally? I'm just curious, is it an adjustment period for your innie self to kind of just get acclimated to everything, and then you kind of go by the protocol? Does everyone do this as they're first being integrated into the office? And we saw, I mean, she tried to leave. She literally tried to leave with a note, but was then stopped by the data breach security protocol. And Mark, dude, it's going to be so hard if people have 2 fucking different names. I'm really bad with names. Mark is the innie version of Adam. But yeah, so if Mark saw her leaving and she was going into the break room, and the break room seems like a bad place. We didn't actually see what happened in there. We would later hear a little bit of a recording, but we didn't actually see what happened in the break room. But Mark saw, is his name Granger? Is something to that effect? Who seems to be like the head of security type. The person that Petey is fearful of was going to bring Helly into the break room until Mark stopped him and said, no, this is my fault. I didn't properly train her. She didn't know any better. So he went into the break room instead of Helly. And we would see Adam back in the Outieverse decide, yeah, I think I'm going to look into this. And I'm glad it didn't take too long into season 1 for Adam to decide to look into the address given to him by Petey and start going down this rabbit hole. I'm glad that we got there right away in episode 2. I do appreciate that, because that is something that I feel like they could have stretched out if they wanted to. So I'm kind of happy we jumped right into that narrative beat. Yeah, Petey is living in a greenhouse trying to evade Granger. Again, I don't know. It's hard for me to remember if that was his name. Something to that effect. And he's got recordings of what seemed to be the break room. Now, it begs the question, how did he go about getting those recordings? So there must be some way to get information in or out of the building. Yeah, and it was very interesting because the Mark's boss was also in the break room, and that was the last shot we saw there. I'm assuming they'll show us what happens in the break room in the next episode, or at least later down the line this season. And we saw Mark's co-worker have to go into the wellness room, the wellness program, because he dozed off and had visions of black goo. What was the black goo all about? And when you get to this wellness room, there's a 100-point system. It wasn't really laid out or elaborated on, but it begs the question, what happens if all of your points get deducted? What does that mean exactly if you fail the wellness? And it seemed like very generic character traits, and I don't believe they were actually his Audi's character traits. It kind of seemed all very, very generic, like she was just reading off of a script. But yeah, man, it really gets the wheels turning a bit here. In this show, we did see Helly finally felt the scary numbers again. What does that mean? I don't really know. It was just kind of a feeling. We didn't really get a glimpse into what she saw exactly, but she had a feeling, and the numbers scared her. It seemed like she was almost about to cry when she saw the corrupt data that she had to bin. And I'm hoping we delve a little bit more in the future as to what this data is and what this is all for exactly. But man, again, with the whole tone and aesthetic of this show, I am really digging it. It's very unique, and it serves up a lot of intrigue and a lot of questions. So I am very interested to see where we go, and excited to have you along for the ride with me. So remember, if you did enjoy the reaction, to leave a like, drop a subscription, leave a comment down below. We do have early access reactions over on the Patreon, and we would love to have you stop by the Twitch stream some night. But yeah, until we jump into the next episode, we'll catch you later.